Hello and welcome to my first Dreadhunger video. In this video I'll be covering my favourite role, the Navigator. The Navigator is one of the 8 available roles in Dreadhunger. They start with a Spyglass, a Lantern, and they have a special passive ability that once maxed out lets them move 10% quicker. For those that don't have the Navigator to level 30, every 3 levels you will gain 1%. At the start of the game, it's great to use this speed to loot the chests and storage containers before the rest of the crew. Also, don't forget to put your coal in the boiler. If you were lucky enough to win the card game, you should also open the chest in the captain's quarters for free loot. I personally like to hop off the ship right away because there's a skeleton spawn on the left shore that I like to get to. If I'm a thrall, I want the bones and I want the bone charms, but if I'm crew, then I want to deny the thralls from getting them, so I'll try and loot them first and then throw them in the water. Let's talk about the first bit of gear the Navigator starts with, the Lantern. When hopping off the ship at the start, you don't need to worry about getting cold, because the Lantern provides heat and it provides light, so you can easily regain those stats. With this in mind, the Navigator can continue to loot and explore through the night. Let's talk about his second piece of gear and, in my opinion, the best part of the Navigator, the Spyglass. The first thing you need to know is that the Spyglass takes 5 hits to kill wolves. Definitely wouldn't recommend using this as a melee weapon since it takes 11 hits to kill a player. You'll probably lose most fights that you get into. Definitely worth making an ice pick or a shovel instead. But now it's time to show where the Spyglass shines. It's always worth climbing crow's nests because they offer really great sightlines. The crow's nest in the shipwreck is one of my favourites. You can see on top of all these cliffs here. You can see all the way to the back of the thrall camp. You can even see where the nitro is. Now, one thing a lot of people don't know about is that if you aim at any container, like this coal sled for instance, it will tell you if it is looted or not. If the text is white, it means that there are items inside, so you can loot the coal sled but leave like maybe a bone inside, and it will still appear white. However, if the container appears red and says looted, it means there are no items inside. You can also roughly see the current state of somebody's health, and the values for that are on screen now. A large part of playing Thrall is being able to pick your fights. Using the Spyglass you can see who is badly injured or even slightly injured, and then go ahead and call cannibals on that person for a guaranteed kill. Another great thing about the Spyglass is you can hear sound effects of whatever it is that you're looking at. And when you combine these techniques together, the Navigator becomes one of the strongest crewmates for locating totems. Finding and destroying totems can really slow down the thralls, and sometimes you might even catch the thrall in the process of building them or running away from where they're built. Let me introduce you to the sniper rifle. So guns in this game don't have bullet drop, they just have bullet delay, so sometimes you have to lead your shot over a distance. Now I'm going to use the Spyglass here to line up the shot on where I think they'll be by the time I see them, by the time I switch to my gun, and by the time I shoot them. And I'm also using the Spyglass to listen for their footsteps. It takes a lot of practice to hit the moving targets, but it's really satisfying to snipe a thrall while he's looting something. However, whiteout does make it pretty much impossible to use the Spyglass. The Navigator is a fairly versatile role that's not really tied to one job. One of the best things that they can do though is they are really good at solo running the nitro due to their movement speed, but also due to the lantern that allows them to keep on moving through the night. That's about everything that I have for the Navigator, so I hope this video can help you in some way. If it does, please give it a like, share it with your Dreadhunger friends. I do stream Dreadhunger quite often on Twitch, so feel free to check me out there too. Let me know what role you'd like me to cover next, and thank you so much for watching.